Well, ain't that a nice thing for a LNS to say? Greetings and welcome to 15 Minutes of Discuss. I'm fucking going the wrong way again. Anyway, hello there. It's been an eventful week. Anyway, and yes, you are. So, for those of you who are expecting a tear-filled moment of me trying to... of me trying to regain my honor as a Discovery member and trying to explain my actions and shit, don't hold your breath. I regret nothing I did before, during, and after the DPC. Although, really, right now, pretty much both the DPC and the regular Discovery community doesn't really like me. But, well, what you're gonna do. Anyway, for those of you who are just expecting apologies, then seriously though, the last time an apology was in order because what I did was basically a large fuck you to Canon, who did not deserve it apparently. And this time it's just, you know, my actions had no impact on the server itself, apart from a very few specific individuals who are now whining about it on the forums and just making a pretty much a big exaggeration about it. So there's nothing really to talk about. I pretty much deleted all my stuff, started over, and I'm still playing. So that's pretty much it. Now the first thing I came back to and noticed is that, wow, actually you guys removed the one faction per ID rule. That's pretty nice. Even more so, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of new factions popping up when they realize that they have a shot of actually having their roleplay, you know, not being forced to the second position no matter what it is. So this is going to be interesting. I really want to see what happens. The only thing though, actually, again, the fun part is that this was posted right after the guy posted about the 101st dying and, you know, them needing a change of leadership. And it's like, he knew that the thing was dying and he still wanted to save it. And the admins were like, nope, anyone can apply for officialdom, you're not special, haha. So yeah, but the thing is, once he did, as I understand, someone took over, right? Not sure. Anyway, don't, like, for everyone who is going to make a new faction and go for the officialdom, I want to suggest something. Don't make the mistakes as pretty much most of the current official large factions do. Don't generalize your in-game goals, because that leads to very bad things, and that leads to horrible inactivity just because of sorry. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, don't make this mistake, because it's not really about what faction or what ID you use or what is your zone of influence or what you do. You can be a trader or a military. It doesn't matter. It's purely based on mathematics, because this is what happens. So, how large is a large faction these days? Like, I don't know, like 30, 40 members on Skype anyway? Okay, imagine this. You have for example, an unlawful faction which offers in its description that they have a piracy wing, a PvP wing, a smuggling group in it, and I understand what the person is trying to do, like a faction for all the players. You want to smuggle, you want to pirate. That's a very good thing. But it hurts the faction. It really hurts the faction. And I will tell you why. So again, let's say we have 30 members in the chat. Now, it doesn't really matter how good or how bad your faction is. About half of them are going to be inactive, right? So what happens now is that you join... Well, for this example, let's just say that the primary reason why someone joins a faction is to fly with someone. Holy crap. And that is in fact a pirate. Be right back. He didn't even stop me. Anyway, let's just say, for the sake of the example, that a player would usually join a faction just to always have someone to fly with. Okay? I mean, okay, so smuggling alone is fun, but smuggling in a group is might be a bit more fun. Okay, so you join a faction, you join this particular faction for the smuggling. First of all, we already know that half of those 30 people, I think I said 30. Sorry, I had a call and I forgot what I was going to say. So at any given time, only 15 are active, or, you know, pretty much online. Well, okay, stop. Not online. That was a different thing. Let's just say that half of the faction members are usually active and are online every day. Now, take into account that there are such thing as time zones. So even from those 15 people who are active every day and fly every day, there is very small chance that all of them are going to be able to fly when you are. So that's already 15 people out of 30. And now make note that out of those 15 people who are in your, you know, who is from New Zealand and Australia, who's from the US, who's from Europe, so that's like 1/3 of them. So 5 people. There's only 5 people who you would, you know, you could just say, hey, you want to go? Yeah, sure. Now imagine, out of those 5 people, how many people joined to smuggle? You see the problem there, right? First of all, only a small, well, okay, okay, it's not the most. A small part of the faction is never going to be online when you are. Even less, they are going to be able to fly when you are because of the time zones, and even less they join for the smuggling. You see the problem, right? It's a mathematical problem. So generalizing your faction actually hurts the members, because that member has no reason to be in that faction then. And now imagine if there's a faction which is specifically dedicated to what's the face? Smuggling. And maybe let's just say that's only like 15 people. It's half smaller than the faction he joined before, which has everything. So even if we use the same thing, that only a small, like maybe most of them are active, he would still have more people to fly with than in a large faction. So that is the problem. The same thing is for PvP. Okay, so maybe the guy joined the unlawful faction for PvP. He wants to go raiding. There's a rule of thumb that the people involved in this faction, maybe they're just there to pirate. It doesn't really require a lot of PvP skills. But if you would want to join a faction for the PvP, you know, so you have someone to fly with and shoot stuff, you would probably want someone who knows how to PvP. So the question is, would you join a large generalized faction, which also includes PvP, or would you join a faction with its sole purpose to be raids, right? So there's the problem. Guys, if you're going to make new factions, or, you know, recreate your old ones, well, not recreate, just reorganize, that's the word. Please don't generalize, because you're hurting your members, and you're hurting your own activity, because then no one has, the people involved who went there for, say, the smuggling, they're inactive, because, you know, there's no one to fly with. You get the picture, right? That is why, for example, the torpedoes worked so well, because it advertised itself as a faction whose sole purpose is to kill LNS. We had a lot of people join, but all of them joined because, you know, killing LNS. There's nothing else. So every time you are online on Skype, and every time you see these people online, every time you can ask, you will know that everyone who is there and is available they will want to do the same thing as you are wanting to do. Shoot LNS. So, bottom point, shoot LNS. No, sorry. Make... Fuck it. Yeah, that's my 15 minutes of disco. Yeah. Oh, right. One more thing. Why the hell do Junkers get 75% on civilian Bretonnian ships, but they're nerfed down to 10% when it comes to Rhineland? And, well, pretty much every other civilian ship. It doesn't really make sense because you have Junkers from all over the Sirius sector, so... I mean, the, what's-his-face, the Rhineland Junkers would be using Rhineland ships, like Rhineland transports, right? Not every Junker can afford a salvager build, right? But yeah, that's just an odd little thing. Anyway, cheers!